YouTube, what's going on? So, so this is what's going on. I'm gonna take some time out to really talk about some stuff. Um, we all know everything is kind of like backwards right now and upside down. You know, um, it's surreal is an understatement. So, trying to make sense out of insanity, and I've been failing at that. Uh, Daunting task. So I'm freestyling right now because there's too much. There's too much to process. You know, everything that's complex has simple beginnings, simple origins. Origins. I'm saying oranges. Go figure. Has simple origins, simple beginnings, right? And even in simplicity, there's complexity. Simple things have become complex. Simple things like exercising your freedoms because they cost. Mm. In New York City, I hear every day since New York has been on pause. I think this is day 61 or 62. I lost count. I've lost count. All I know is every day when you listen to the mayor and the governor, you get accounts of the number of deaths, of people who've died for coronavirus. And it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing. What's also horrible is not really getting answers that we need, and answers now. Is immediacy a word? Nothing is immediate. But you know what's immediate? Staying home is immediate. Wearing masks, if you decide to go outside, is immediate. Not working, immediate. Filing for unemployment because you have a need, because you don't have a job, you're not earning income, is immediate. But those systems are so antiquated, supposedly. Why? Who knows? Why is because people simply, the systems, the powers that be, don't care. Folks don't care. The system doesn't care about the people, the system. And we're part of a system, we're part of many different systems. And we're dealing with a myriad of battles all at the same time. We're dealing with mental health issues, dealing with financial issues, the economic strain that this is having on everyone. And I'm not talking about, well, I can't say everyone. The economic strain that this has directly affected people across the world and in this city, the ones that have been adversely impacted by this, it's too hard to even breathe. It's like a stranglehold. You're being choked every day. right? You go outside, because people are going to go outside. You go outside, and things are just not what it seems. And people try, you see people bike riding, long lines to get free goods. Like there's some restaurants over here or some stores that are offering free food, different types of food. If you have to take care of your banking, there are lines, everything, there's a line, there's tapes on the ground, and people, even, small markets, stores, supermarkets, or grocery stores, there are lines. Folks are still bumping into one another. You can't avoid that. Social distancing, yeah, okay. You go in the store, and whatever you're buying, with the same money that you were able to buy 3 months ago, whatever you're buying costs more. So you have to spend more. You have to spend money that you don't have. You have to spend money that you don't have. Go figure. Imagine that. But then, again, going back to unemployment, you're waiting for weeks to start to get your benefit. Some people are still haven't gotten their stimulus checks. You can't work because you were told not to work. Social distancing, minimize risk. It's a mess. Some people, there's opposing views to everything. Some people like the president, some people don't like the president. Right? But we all know that we're unilaterally fucked together. So where's this going? Where does this go? How does this unfold? The weather is changing. In the northern part of the North Wilderness of America, in the northern part of America, of this place where I'm at in New York, it's warm now, and people are out. You can't stop people from being outside. You can't. You could try. You have religious groups. Who are mourning loved ones who've passed away, and received backlash, received threats from the mayor, which, it's like, it's disconcerting in a way because, again, let's pause on that. I'm gonna come back to that. But another thing, workers who are essential, right? In the beginning of this madness, we were given letters to walk around with. Carry your ID, walk with this letter in case you're approached by the man or law enforcement and you're asked why are you outside. No one has asked me a thing. No one has asked anyone who I know a thing. Nothing. What happened to all of that? And people are outside. There is a disconnect. There is nothing but confusion. Again, the media says one thing, and on the ground, it's an entirely different situation. Sure, you're going to see videos of some random funeral home in Brooklyn, having a bunch of bodies. How they got those bodies there, who knows? And then the mayor's in an uproar. Oh, this is disgusting. It's why? Because why is it all? Why? The train's filled with homeless people all of a sudden now. The governor enacted this rule now that the trains will be disinfected. How? We don't know. But the trains in New York City will be disinfected. between the hours of 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. to allow, again, essential workers to be able to go to and from work. So what about everybody else? Because everybody's outside. Everybody's outside. Here, everyone's outside. Everyone is outside. So the talk is just, it's two-sided. So much double talk that's taking place. It's sickening. Police officers supposedly is a certain fraction, a percentage of the force that's out sick. So you're gonna have police people, policemen approach the people. There's no cops approaching anybody out here, asking them why they're outside or enforcing anything out. It's just not happening. Cops are not even wearing masks or gloves. Some are, many aren't. And then what? Then what? People more and more and more are talking about how they feel like they have COVID. And why they feel that way is because when they try to get testing, they haven't been able to get testing. They would call, they would register whatever hotlines that's supposed to be in place to have them tested, would not get back to them till days after, during their quarantine, while they're self-quarantined, to the point where they exhausted a certain period of time, 2-3 weeks, and would have to find their own ways to go to the medical, get some type of emergency medical care or, follow-up, to then be able to return to work and show some documentation of X, Y, and Z so they can, return to work. And that's those who are able to return to work. So what testing, all this testing that I hear, this is BS, especially, and not even, you have 5 boroughs in New York City. Manhattan, money-making Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, and Bronx. Last week, a few days ago, I think it was around maybe Wednesday, the mayor announced that the testing centers are only going to be in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. What happened to the other 2 boroughs? Supposedly in the Bronx, most of the coronavirus positive cases are stemming from the Bronx. No testing centers. Not one. One of the city hospitals that is located in the Bronx is flooded with COVID patients, but not one testing center in the borough. What the fuck? What? So in the beginning, I was questioning. Wow, some people are really, they have a lot of balls, man. They're going outside. Like in the beginning of this 62 or 3-day or 61, whatever day pause this is, staying at home, quarantine, whatever you want to call it. In the beginning, like the first week up to the, maybe like 3 weeks, you'd get infuriated. I was like, wow, questioning why people still going outside. They're not taking this serious. And, I was making videos and saying, but at the same time, I was also noticing what wasn't happening that the people on TV would say was happening. And it's not. It's, all these testing that's taking place, ambulance running up and down the streets. No. Supplies. So forget about the supply thing. They're rationing supplies like it's just, like it's gold that they're giving out. Precious. All you hear about all these millions of masks, millions of gloves as PPEs, and man, I haven't seen. Please. Treating it like they're commodities, acting like we have them all available, ready and willing. Sure, yeah, you can have as many gloves as you want. Sure, you can have as many masks as you want. Negative. No, it's not what's happening. It's not what's happening. Greater scheme. You're watching, the back and forth between elected officials who can't get nothing together. You could see that this is a problem that's going to last quite a long time, quite a while. No one wants to give any predictions, of course, because no one has a crystal ball to foretell how long this will last. But as each day goes by, as each day goes by, the economy is suffering even more by the day. When you have 30 plus million people who applied or registered for unemployment within the past 5 weeks or so, that is very telling, and it defines the economic financial climate of this country right now, and that is bad. Some people will not be able to return to the work, to the jobs that they once had 6-7 weeks ago. Can you imagine? You have families out here, you have single parent households who worked and were barely making it when they had the jobs, and now they have to look up at the sky and pray and hope that there's going to be a change, and hope that they have something to return to, some sense of normalcy. But then you have the term new normal that was circulating, within the past few weeks. New normal. What's the new normal? What's the new normal? I'm a frontliner, whatever that means. That means, I'm expendable, whatever. It's the truth. Any frontliners out here, we're expendable. If this is what it's supposed to be, this invisible beast monster is taking people left and right, regardless of race, creed, orientation. This is what it is, and it is what it is. People still talking about, safe distance. You can't social distance. It's it's so hard. How you say social distancing in a public bus? Tell me that. When there's about maybe 60 seats and 30 people riding the bus. Where's the social distancing? Never mind if the rides are free. Well, thank you. But where's the social distancing there? Come on, man. If someone walks into a grocery store without a mask, now they're supposed to be sort of like ushered out. They're supposed to be ushered out. Never mind the noise in the background. They're supposed to be ushered out of the store. By whom? Now you're putting people in the store at risk because now they're supposed to police their patrons. I get it. You don't want to be sick. Who wants to be sick? But you can see the drama that's occurring, the drama that's about to unfold. You can see and hear the drama that's about to unfold. You can feel it. It's in the air. You can see it when, you walk into these stores, and not only is there, not like some days you go into certain supermarkets and there's no meat. And then there are days where you go into different supermarkets and they have meat. But guess what? The meat, poor quality. It tastes different. It smells different. Everything is so different about it. The produce is not of the same quality. Looks poor. Looks like it's about to turn if it lasts one more day in the market. It's disgusting. Disgusting. I'm sick of this shit. Like, for real. I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of the illusions that are being painted and presented to the people by the media, by the elected officials. I trust no one. Especially if you're wearing a suit and tie, you're supposed to be a government person on any level of government. You can get the Bozak. I do not give a shit what comes out of their mouths. And it's infuriating because we are under under control even more. Whatever level of oppression that many of us felt, especially minorities, especially black people, poor people in general, when anyone was subjugated to some type of maltreatment of any level, it's worse now. It's worse now. And this is supposed to be deemed the greatest country in the world. The greatest country in the world, and we were brought to our knees by an invisible beast. Most of us unprepared. Most of us, although there are many who are vulnerable, the elderly, the infirm, the sick, children, vulnerable. All of us became vulnerable, except for those who believed that they quote unquote prepared for something like this. But outside of that, most of us are vulnerable, brought to our knees to suck somebody off or some people off while they keep telling us, feeding us bullshit and lies. Continuously, and we take it. Because what are we going to do? We take it. Many of us don't have, we talk a good game. Many of us talk a good game. But when it's time to really stand, we don't. That's why we fall for anything. Oh, now is the time you should invest and doing that. And many people can't invest in anything, could barely invest in themselves. Invest, really? Knee deep up to their neck, in some cases, in debt, and you asking people to invest? You're instructing people to invest? Invest in what? Invest with what? Should be the question. This is time. This is a time to really take some form of action, and enough of the laying down or standing down, sitting down, laying down, and watching stuff unfold. It's time to do something. Enough talk.